with the U.S. and China trade deal and negotiations and so on and so forth. So let's see how that's gonna continue to move the markets, right? If we go to NAS100 off the daily, as you notice, we gapped up at Sunday open, so we ran right up. Now we're kind of pulling back down. I don't think that we're gonna come down and fill this gap. I think this thing is gonna run up a little more. But let me see what's the high here. Yeah, we might retest the all-time highs before we come down and fill this gap. It's very possible, but I'm more interested in gold here. Uh, so this is off the daily. Let me do this. So we had this high here, right? And we had this high right here. Oops, my bad. Right? And now we have this low that we made right here, right? So if you notice what we're looking at is what we call a double top formation, right? So we got the head and shoulders pattern here off this double top, right? And this right here is the neckline. And the daily failed. As a matter of fact, actually it broke below. I mean, as a matter of fact, let me delete this box here. You guys already see that there. I just want to draw our horizontal, right? Resistance. And notice, what do you guys notice here? Look at how gold closed below. We dropped all the way down here and pulled back up, but closed below the neckline of this formation on the daily. So, right, what can we expect is a little bit of a top wick here, right? And a continuation to the downside. So at the very least, we might just come down and grab this wick here and continue to move down. We do have a gap fill down here at about 31.50, 31, what is this, 31.76. But let's take a look at the intraday, right? Let's go to the 4-hour time frame. And again, we got this 4-hour closure, right? That wick down. Now we're kind of ranging here off of that daily support here. And now we came up, retested, and we should continue to move down. Once we break these lows here, I think that these wick lows, once we take that low out, we should continue to move down here. That's my expectation, right? Yeah, so one thing to look at on the 1-hour, right, is we have this downward move right here, right? And then we have this actually wicked right into it. So let me draw it up better here. Right? And we have a flag pattern right there. Clearly, you can see that bearish flag pattern there. So now this candle came up, tapped right into the trend line there. Let me move it down a little bit more, right off the wicks, right? So yeah, we tap right into that and push back down. So, we might come back down, but look at how that triangle is getting a lot smaller. So eventually we either break up to the upside or to the downside. And my guess is that we're going to be coming down here, gang. So, yeah. So let's stay patient, right? Let's stay patient and wait. Yeah. So this horizontal line here is that daily support from that neckline. I'll keep that there. On the 1-hour, the range I'm looking at would be this support right here that was formed before we got a little bit of a leg up here. Now we kind of range, and then I think we should come down. Once we take out these lows here, we should be good. But this is also a key level that I'll be looking to see if we're gonna break the low. Yeah. Let's see. Let's keep an eye on it and see where this thing is gonna be going today. Are we gonna break to the upside and come up and kind of grab all this liquidity up here, or are we gonna respect this level and then continue to come down and continue moving down here? We have a candle closure now at 9 o'clock, so I'm gonna wait on that closure here. I mean, what was the 4 hour looking like? Yeah. So let's see how this 4 hour is gonna close. Like again, this wick low right here. Once we take out that low, we should come down and grab this wick here. It's possible, but I want to see if we kind of respect this resistance here and kind of close below. A closure below here and closing bearish here on the 4 hour. I would expect this to continue to move down tonight with some volume, but again, I wouldn't be surprised if we get a leg up and grab this wick here, or maybe even possibly, kind of grab all this that was given on before we roll over. But again, we already closed below the neckline on the daily, so that's a very important break right here. So very, very important resistance that was broken here. Yeah, you can see clearly how the previous daily, we got a pretty decent closure below. We wicked all the way down here before we pulled back up. Now we did get a top wick. All right, we gave the daily candle gave us our top wick today, and now we're kind of pushing down. Now that we made a top wick, when we come down, especially we re-break the current low for the daily around 32.30 or so, if we flip and start pushing down, we'll come down. First stop will be that wick on the 1 hour, or that 1 hour support, and then the bottom of the range right here. That's kind of the plan, gang. Let's stay patient. Let's wait and see. $15 minutes. That's what I'm waiting on. So we got this wick that kind of broke above that resistance level, and now we're kind of flipping bearish here. So a nice bearish closure here on the 1 hour. My game plan, what I would do is, assuming we got 15 minutes, but assuming we would close just like this here, well, I would hope we get a bottom wick on this candle. I'll wait for a top wick, maybe to retest this level right here, or a little bit higher or so, and then I'll be taking a wick entry there for the continuation to the downside. My stops will probably be above these wick highs right here. That's going to be my play. But if this thing kind of came down in the next 15 minutes, if this thing pulls up, it might want to close above here. And again, this line is not even with this 1 hour resistance, only because I have it as the daily. This is that daily. All right, so let's wait these 14 minutes, gang, and I just want to see how this candle is going to print here. All right, and then we'll consider making a move if we get our playbook set up. I always like looking at these the rooters commodities and the target key levels and all that stuff. I like watching this here because they give us what's going on here. There we go. Where's gold? Spot gold. Okay. Yeah, so we got resistance right around that 32.51 or so. These are other levels up there on the higher time frames, I would suppose. But then our targets moving down would be about 3200, 3175, which is that gap fill that I mentioned earlier in my analysis, and then all the way down 3135, which is another key level of support. Well, let's take a look at that. Actually, I'm going to show you where that 3135 is one of the targets that are indicated, but I want to show you where that level is, and that's right around this area right here. So this up here is the high, so right around that level. See how it rejected here? This was like a fake breakout, came down, but it's right around that 3148, 3150, So yeah, pretty accurate. So and then you can see the gap fill right here. It's a small gap fill there. And yeah, I think that's where we're headed, honestly. Got a long way to go from there. But once we break below this support here, I think we should be good. Once we get a break, retest, we should come down. But I wouldn't mind catching it from the top of the range here. I wouldn't want to get in the middle of the range here. If we can, get a pretty decent closure here and get our entry somewhere around this area here with some tight stops, maybe 50 pip stops or so. Um, I wouldn't mind taking this sell on the way down. Again, looking at it from this point of view, right? Assuming this daily right here, you see this resistance from the neckline on the daily time frame. We already made a top wick here and we're coming down. So if that 1 hour and 4 hour can close bearish for us, and then we can expect this daily candle to continue to move down. That's my expectation. That's my analysis, right? And I wouldn't mind taking a swing at it. You know, always with proper risk management, of course, and we'll take it from there, right? But my guess is that gold is going to continue down, especially after this breakout here. All right, 10 minutes, gang. Yeah, so this is here. So, the pressure for the sells are kind of playing out right now because there's somewhat signs of an agreement between the US and China. If you know if that continues and then trade talks continue, deal is starting to be put in place, it's possible that that'll push gold further down because the markets will rally on something like that. Um, Tariffs were lowered, right? They got reset to what they were prior to the tariffs being increased. But a deal itself hasn't been confirmed. They haven't really sat down and agreed to anything. They just said, "Listen, we'll reset the tariffs," and I think they put a 90-day timeline on negotiations, right? So basically, tariffs will get reset, and they'll sit down and negotiate. They have 90 days to come up to some sort of agreement. If anything happens where in 90 days they just can't come to terms to any agreement, then the tariffs will go right back to where they were, 145% for China and so on, and the markets will probably tank. And that's going to be the catalyst for gold to spike back up. But in the meantime, yeah, I think this thing is going to start going down. I think gold there's a lot of selling pressure right now. 7 minutes in gold is kind of Pushing up here. We're gonna get a doji closure here. That's not gonna be good. What let me see. It's 106 pips. 52. Yeah, that's probably, yeah. It'll probably be previous candle stops for me in this case, but let's see. Let's see. I'll wait here and see. Because although we get a bullish closure, if we do get that, as long as we stay below, I think we're fine. All right, 6 minutes. Just when you thought this thing was gonna close bearish, it came all the way down here, but see how it bounced right back up. An ugly closure on the 4-hour here. By the way, gold opened with a massive gap. We can't see it here on our end. Let me see if I can show you my other screen. Hold on one second. Let me see if you guys can see this. Trying to see if I can. Let me see if this. Oh, there you go. Okay, there we go. All right, so shrink this a little bit. Yeah, look at this gap right here. So this gap also, you know, even though we're kind of ranging here, this thing might want to come back up and fill the gap before we roll over. So that's also possible, but we need a breakout, right? So we break above this resistance here, get a decent closure above, which looks like we're about to. Let's see. Let me see if I can make this bigger. Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, this is also gap resistance here, and this would be gap resistance up here as well. So it's all a matter of the closure. But, you know, again, you see this horizontal resistance here off the 1 hour. Here on this, this is my other account here. This chart here, I have it marked up at as a resistance level right here. And you see how we're kind of respecting that. And with only minutes left, we're kind of respecting that. So, you know, based on this, I might consider taking the sells over here. You know, let's see how we close here first. You know, wait for the candles to close, the most important thing. Because if we push up and get a closure above, you know, it's possible this thing might want to come up here and who knows, maybe potentially fill this gap tonight or during London. Or we might close above, get a bit of a fake out, then come back, get a candle to close below, and then drive down. And that's also a possibility. So, yeah, for now, well, candle closed. So it looks like we respected that resistance. So, yeah, I might be looking for a sell here. All right, let's take a look at where we're at here. Yeah, gang, I'm taking a sell right here. Oops. Yeah, all right. Yeah, took a sell there, gang. All right. All right, my stops are going to be above these wicks here, about 30. Won't take us there. Let me get rid of this resistance here. All right. And the TP is going to be the bottom of the range here. All right. Get rid of this here. All right, so yeah, we're running about 30. Wow. Yeah, beautiful trade. Yeah, this thing's moving fast. So we got 30 pips profit after that top wick here. All right. I want to break even here, gang, right away. Yeah, 30 pips profit, gang. Let me make my adjustments on my other account, but we're risk free on this trade right now as we speak. So see if we get this thing to run. Just making some adjustments on my account here. Because it might want to come and just take out this high up here, maybe and grab these wicks before flipping. But we got in right here. We took that wick entry. Once I saw it open without a bottom wick, we got in and hopefully would have gotten this thing to run back down. But If not, we're good. Yeah, 3238.5 was the peak. So yeah, that was up about 44 pips. Wow, we saw a quick move there, but you know, we would have broken below here. I would have taken partials, but we kind of tapped and then bounced back up. But let's see if we can hold off here. But make sure you go break even, gang. Ooh, it's gonna take me out here. All right, let's take a look here. Let me go. Oh, sorry, let me go back. Now I switched over to trading view, but now this thing came back on here. All right, let's take a look and see. So we're right about there. Did it tap me out? No, it didn't tap me out. Let me see. Yeah, I'm still in it, gang. Yeah, the price, because one of my accounts is on a futures account. That's why the prices are slightly different. But well, yeah, now I got tapped out. Yeah, okay. All right, no worries. It was worth a shot. 44 pips it ran, but didn't give me anything there. All right, so let's take a look here. Yeah, well, let's see if it comes up here. If it comes up here and grabs this, or it might just come and grab this previous high. We reflip, have a sell stop here. Yeah, it's breaking above that resistance there. Yeah, we'll wait and see. All right. And I want to see if, let me mark this one right here. We take out this previous high now. We came up right to it, but we didn't break that high. We might come up, just kind of take the high from the previous candle and then reflip. Once we take out these highs, I'll be on the lookout. We start flipping back down. Did we take it out? Yeah, we did. Okay, so we just took out that previous high barely, but I'm gonna see if we can reflip. If we take out the highs, maybe go up a little bit higher here. But once we reflip, we take out the lows. I'll take another sell entry here at the break of the current 1 hour lows here. I'll keep an eye on it, but yeah, because if this thing's gonna go up, it's not gonna come back and re-break the lows to reflip. So already came down, made a bottom wick here, right? Now this thing should start either run up or flip. What's the NASDAQ doing? NASDAQ is starting to roll over. Look at this. NASDAQ has a gap down here. This thing might, I mean, it has this neckline resistance here too. It's forming that right shoulder now to come down. It's possible. If that starts to happen here, actually, then gold might want to run up a little bit, which is fine, you know. Yeah, gold might want to run up today. I mean, again, right? It has that gap at the top, so it's possible that it might wanna start moving up here. Let's see. So we came down, made a bottom wick, right? Then pulled up, took out the highs, and now if we reflip and re-break the lows, then we should get a drive down. I'll take another swing at it if we start flipping. Gang, I'm gonna have a sell stop at the break of the current 1 hour lows if we break it. My stops again gonna be right there, 32.52-ish or just above. Okay. Yeah. And then the TP is gonna be at the range fill down here. Not activated yet, gang. I want to see we're gonna reflip after taking out the previous high. If we come down and break the lows and get activated, then I'll take that entry there. The entry's gonna be 32, 38. Even. I'm not activated yet, gang. I got it right below that wick low there. Getting close. We're 4 pips from activation. The idea behind the trade, it's you know, to me, candle behavior, right? So we came down, made a bottom wick, right? Then we first we if you notice when the candle opened, it pulled up, right? Made a top wick, and once it ripped up, made a top wick, I took the sell, the impulse entry, and then when we came down, it ran about 44 pips, but then pulled up, hit our break even. Once it came down to give us those 44 pips, oh, I'm activated here, I think, gang. Yeah. All right, so we're activated here, gang. All right. Yeah, we're activated here, gang. Let me get rid of the daily support for now. I'll just have it here at this resistance. All right. Now, what I want to see is this candle to come down. Let's say re-break the previous low now. But we're running about 6 pips in profit at the moment. Let's wait and see. Yeah, so going back, first we made a top wick, took that impulse entry, drove down, gave us 44 pips. Then when it reflipped bullish, it came up to take out the previous highs, and now it reflipped bearish and rebroke its own low. So I'm expecting continuation, at the very least, to grab this wick here, which will put us at about 41 pips in profit here. Yeah, I'll probably go break even if we come down and take out this low here. Yeah. All right, gang. I'm dragging stops above the current 1 hour highs. 3244.50. 3244.50 is the new stop loss now, reducing the risk. If this candle is going to drive, it shouldn't re-break its own high. If it comes down and pulls back up and re-breaks its own high, then this thing's probably going to continue to move up. And again, we don't want to be in that trade at that point anyway. But let's see. What are we running here? We're running about 10 pips in profit at the moment. 10 pips in profit, gang. Beautiful. Beautiful. Here we go. We're running 25 pips in profit. Let's see if we can take out this previous low here at 41 pips. Let's see here. A little more of a push here. Once there, now I'll go break even right away. It's our TP at the bottom of the range. What is that? 32. Let's just say 32.08. Got let's just say 32.08 here. I like to be precise. So let's just round it off there. Right at the bottom of the range. Perfect. Oh, look at that. It's pulling up on us here. Let's see. Yo, Jose Trades. Yes, sir. Yeah, I'm in a sell here. I just got into a sell here. We were running 25 pips in profit just now, but looks like it's pulling up a little bit here, but it's right around break even, gang. Yep, it's actually at break even here. If you look on the left side here, now in about 2 pips in profit, but yeah. We almost came down and took out the previous low. We can push down once we come down to this previous low. That's when I'm planning to go break even. But again, our stops were above these wicks here initially getting into the trade, but then once we started pushing down, I lowered the risk, and stops are just above the current 1 hour highs right here. Because again, if we come down and make this lower wick here, if we reflip bullish and re-break the current high, then more like this thing is going to go up, right? And we want to be out of the trade at that point. So, you know, yeah. So it's about what is that? About 55 pips risk, 60 pips. I'm sorry, about about 50 pips, I think. All right, but we're running in profit here, 20 pips now. So 23 pips. All right, let's see. It's looking good, gang. It's looking good. I want to come down and take out these lows and continue to move down here. This is a good target to take profit here. I'm going break even as soon as we clear this previous low here. If we can push down. Let's see. Let's see if gold will give us something. If this thing gonna reflip. Goldie, Goldie. Yeah, our first trade tonight hit BE, so just had to wait on that. Let's see, this thing could still drive down here. Yeah, we should be getting a little more volume now. It's already, what, 9:18 now. So let's see if volume can push us down here further. Yeah, previous candle also pushed above, closed below. This candle wicked above, broke the previous 1 hour highs, and then flipped bearish. And that was when we took our entry at the break of the current 1 hour lows. And we're in it now, gang. So let's hang tight. Let's see how this goes. Nobody should be quaking. First of all, we're about a pip in profit. Well, we were, but we're right around break even. We're only in drawdown about 5 pips at the moment. So if you're quaking right now, then you must have over leveraged. You went in full margin, and you know, that's on you, right? Now we stay patient. Now we wait. It's all in the hands of probability now, right? So we waited for our setup, we executed, and now we let the trade play out. Yeah, Jose, a lot of people start quaking, they start panicking, and you know, we're literally, I mean, we haven't even been, what, the worst was what, 8 pips in drawdown, maybe at the worst, you know. All right, now we're running 20 pips in profit. If you're quaking, this is your time to get out right now. 20 pips profit. So you're in it and you're freaking out, then close your trade now, take your 20 pips, and call it a night, right? Yeah, there we go. See, I wait for the plan to execute. This is my stops here. They were higher, right? They were up here. You know, I lowered the risk. Once we came down, I lowered the risk, right? Move stops to just above current 1 hour highs here, and shorten the risk. But my plan is to go break even once we kind of tap into this low, maybe even break that previous 1 hour low. That's my plan, right? I let it ride. If it pulls up and takes me out here, I know what I'm risking. I know what I'm looking for, and I let it play out. It came down again, you know. See if we get another push. Let's kind of tap into this level. Excuse me. I want to give it some room to move, you know. I feel like gold wants to come down. I want to come down to this support right here. Or maybe come down all the way and fill the range and smack our TP down there. That would be perfect. I mean, that's 300 pips. Beautiful drop if we get that. Oh, you think it's going up? Yeah, it's possible. I mean, there's a gap fill too at the very top of there. So, it's possible we get that move. All right, so we're 18 pips in profit at the moment. Just give me the break of this low here at the least, right? All right, here we go. Making this move down here. 27 pips in profit. Yeah, I want to see. I want this wick low here. Again, just so you know, this is how I'm trading my account, right? This is what I'm doing. If you're happy with your 20 pips, 17 pips, it's nothing. There's no shame in taking your profits and getting out. It's up to you. Go break even if you feel like you want to do that. You know, you don't have to do what I do, but this is what I do. I don't want you guys to say, oh, that we were up 20 pips and he told me not to move my stop loss or not to go break even. He didn't say anything, and you all manage your own account and you make your moves. Again, if you're happy with your profits, hey, you're more than welcome to close your trade right now. Look at that. We're already running 30, 32 pips, 33 pips. We're about to get to this low right here, 41 pips, and there we go. Yeah, there you go, 40 pips. There you go. Took that low, break even, right? Following the plan, and once, all right, close partials there at 41 pips. All right, let me just update this information. Yeah, I closed partials at 41 pips there and went break even. Beautiful, guys. All right, and look at that. Now we're running here. Yeah. Okay, yeah, I closed 80% of my position. Ah, there you go, gang. W trade, gang. And currently, what is that? Yeah, we're running about 50 pips right now. That's it, gang. You stay patient. You execute. You make your adjustments, right? We moved the stop loss to current candle highs here. Then we waited, right? We went into a little drawdown. Then we come down, and my plan was to go break even and take my partials right at the low of the previous 1 hour. And I waited. Came down, took out the lows, moved my stops, closed my partials, secured my profits, and now I have a small runner, right? If it runs, beautiful. If it goes up, but we secured our profits right here, 41 pips. Beautiful trade, gang. Beautiful trade. I get on stream, this is all educational purposes. Like I said, you don't have to do exactly what I do it exactly how I do it, and listen, I just come here and I try to share the knowledge. I talk a lot about price action and what I expect. Sometimes I'll predict what my particular plan will be prior to getting into a trade, assuming how the candles print, right? And I kind of go over that with you guys and the reasons why I'm taking this trade and take a certain trade. For example, this trade, prior to taking it, remember we were waiting to see if we were going to close above here. When we closed below and we pulled up, the first thing was we opened without a bottom wick to come up, right? So I took an impulse entry, right? Then we immediately flipped to make the bottom wick, ran 44 pips. We went break even, and then it pulled up, took us out at BE. But then once we came up, and once we took out the previous high, right? What did I say? When the candle was still up here, I said, we just broke the previous high. If we flip bearish and re-break its own low, I'll have a sell stop there, and boom. And that's what we did. I started flipping, set the sell stop, got activated, and look at the run. Look at what we're running here. We're running 77 pips right now. 77 pips on this runner. That's it, gang. That's I told you guys what I was gonna do, and when the opportunity presented itself, I executed it. It is what it is, right? This thing would have flipped up and took us out here. I was prepared to take that loss, right? It wasn't gonna make or break me. It wasn't gonna, blow my account, or I wasn't risking, 2-3% of my account. I was risking less than 1% on that trade. And now we are running. Yeah, 77 pips, gang. Beautiful trade. Jose, what do you think, bro? Jose, this thing is would this be it? Did it grab this wick? No, it didn't. Yeah, it didn't break this wick low, but yeah, we made a nice drive down, 77 pips. I think it hit 80. Let me see. Well, yeah, look, it's coming down to 80, 70, almost. One more pip. Yeah, we ran about 79 pips here. There you go. Yeah, we peaked at 80 pips on the runner here. Is this thing? Hey. Looks like a nice drive. Whoa, there we go. Look at that. Look at that. Boom. Beautiful. Keep it running. That's 120 pips, gang. 120 pips profit on this runner. Woo. Beautiful. W, gang. W. Yeah. All right. So far, we've peaked at 120 pips. Yeah. Yeah, this thing is driving. Sheesh. Oh, man, it's starting to pull back up. Not bad, gang. Yeah, you see, so this pattern here, so we made this low, right? Come up, made this resistance, come down, make a higher low, right? Come up, retest. As Jose predicted this, let's say we kind of stall here in this area, and then we get a little bit of a wick, and then a bullish closure, then we form a new higher low. So that's possible. But if we come down and take out these lows, this thing is going to come all the way back down. So we'll see. Yeah, let me look at that 30. I hate it when candles do that, bro. Yeah, look at that. No bottom wick here. Yeah, you know what, gang? Jose, I appreciate that update. Give me 1 sec. I'm gonna close. All right. Yeah, it took another partial here at close another half. My text. All right. Close half of my runner. 21 pips. Oh, not half. Bro, my typing is crazy here. Where's this thing? There we go. All right. Yeah, so now I got very small run. I closed half of that, so got a small runner running here. If it runs, it runs. But yeah, I closed 90% of my position at this point. We want to see if we can run down. Beautiful trade, gang. Look at this. And we're running here 132 pips. Gang, take partials or close your position. I mean, 132 pips is a fabulous trade. I mean, what a move. What a move on gold. For those Quakers, right? Patience is key, my friend. Patience is key. Yeah. The reason why I close half my runner based on Jose kind of alerted me to that. If you look at the 30-minute, previous 30-minute closing no bottom wick, then this candle opens and pulls down. Then again, the market has no range to move here. So now we come down, make this bottom wick, more likely gonna, it's possible we'll pull up. I mean, it could drive down, but it's very likely that after making this bottom wick, we're gonna come all the way back up. So I decided to secure some more partials, right? Secure more profits. And again, we're break even. That's it. I'm pretty much gonna call it a day here. This thing could drive down to the bottom here if we close below this level here, but it might flip back up. Yeah, as a matter of fact, I'm moving this up here, my full TP right to that support right there. That's what is that? Yeah, 32.23. No. That 149. Yeah. Yeah, right to that support there. Ooh, we're about to tag it there. Yeah, I'm good with that. How many pips? Yep. Profit hit. Yep, I'm out. All right, gang. How many pips was that? That's 150 pips, gang. Beautiful trade. Gang, 150 pips. Now we wicked. So we're right at this minor support here. And it could drive. For those that are going to continue to hold, is good. But I grabbed 100. Ooh, look at this. Man. Yeah. Took 150 pips here, gang, tonight. Beautiful. Yeah. Fantastic, gang. What a beautiful trade tonight. 150 pips on stream with you guys. I hope you guys caught that trade with me. But more importantly, the analysis behind the trade. How did we get in? Why did we get in? What was I looking at when I decided to take that trade and execute? Again, going back to the bias, right? We got a bearish closure. Let me drag this down again once again. The bearish bias, right? So I talked about this double top right here on the daily time frame. So we got this M-shaped pattern, and the previous daily candle, although it has no top wick, right, came down and we broke that support off the daily. Now the new daily candle comes up, gives us the wick, and now it reflips. I'll tell you this much, gang. We got a top wick here. If this thing starts to drive down, if we break the previous daily lows, this thing is going to come all the way down here. That's my prediction, right, when it comes to that. But as of right now, that would be this support right here. So if we start coming down, now I already made profits on this halfway move off of this minor support inside the range. So what we will wait for is a closure below this 1 hour support. I also talked about that bear flag. Remember that bear flag I drew up for you guys? Let me kind of draw it up for you guys one more time before I head out. I told you guys about this right here, right in my analysis coming on stream. I talked about this flag here. Let me just kind of shorten it up a little bit. right? So I told you this triangle is getting a lot smaller here. So now we came in, we tapped in. Look at these wicks right here. And these two candles tapped in perfectly into that line and got rejected. Now we're coming down here. We might get rejected here, come back up to the top of the range, come down. So that, then it's going to start getting smaller and smaller. And eventually it's either going to break out to the upside or to the downside. It is a bear flag, so I would expect it to continue to move down. But again, right, we have that gap fill all the way at the top, so this thing can move up. Anything can happen. But yeah, we grabbed our profits tonight. If you're going to continue to trade or you're holding this trade that I sent out for the full range fill, then that's all good too. But yeah, I'm out at 150 pips because it might reject from this support level at this point and reflip. But watch out for a closure below here, gang. So yeah, that was my analysis today off the higher time frames, the daily, the 4 hour, the 1 hour. Again, shout out to Jose Trades with that nugget, bro. That nugget right here, the no bottom wick I wasn't looking at, and which encouraged me to take some more partials here at 120 pips. So thank you, my brother, for that. Gang, I think I'm gonna call it here, right? You know, quick trade tonight. 2 entries, 1 hit break even. This one ran for 150 pips for us, and yeah, that's a beautiful trade. So, gang, everybody have a beautiful night. I appreciate you guys tuning in, hanging out. I hope you guys learned something. Shout out to Jose Trades. Shout out to Shorty, Tony, and all my platform members who are on stream. Everybody watching. For my platform members, we will be trading the New York session tomorrow. And yeah, that's all I got for you guys tonight, man. Once again, I appreciate you guys. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button on your way out. And everybody have a beautiful and blessed night. All right. Peace out.